thought for the day. Make it a habit to choose an abundant mindset over one of scarcity, and trust that what is meant for you will be yours. Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being. In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we are learning to reject limiting belief systems to embrace a life of abundance. Have a listen.
So, when you think about resetting your mind, we're always committed to moving forward, sometimes prematurely. In order to reset your mind to think abundantly or to live abundantly, you first have to identify where you're currently thinking in scarcity, which we don't like to spend any time there because it's not fun. So, and you can't, to me, one of the number one ways to avoid, in a sexy way, avoid transformation is to generalize too much. Like, oh, my life. Oh, your life is so big. What areas of your life are you currently thinking in scarcity? Oh, in my relationships. What part of your relationship? There's 4 different types of relationships. There's romantic, there's family, there's colleague, and there's community. In what areas? My finances. What kind of finances? Your income or your outflow? Your debt management or your wealth building? So the number one way you push past a limiting belief system is that you identify where it's limited. And it's almost like going to the doctor saying, "Doc, my left arm really hurts." He's not just going to start working on the arm. He's going to say, "Where?" "Well, the upper part." "Well, where in the upper part?" "Well, over here between the elbow and the shoulder." "Well, where between the..." Like, doctors will ask you so many detailed questions so that they can go exactly to where the pain point is and relieve the pain. Treat your mindset that way as well. So when you're reaching for a more abundant way of thinking, start by saying, what frame of thinking, what mindset, what part of my mindset, what belief system must I evict to create space? Let me give you another example. Your hand. Your hand can only hold on to so much, right? So if your hand is already full of limiting thoughts, I'm not good enough, I'll never have wealth, money is difficult to create, I'm always going to be overweight, people can't be trusted. If your hand is already full with limiting beliefs, how can you dare hold on to an abundant way of thinking? So first, let's dismantle this truth. Let's dismantle the truth that money is hard to make. So in the past, I made money hard to make. Money is abundant. There's enough for all of us. Money is simply a tool. Money is just dirty paper. It's a team member. Money is not the end all. Money gives you access to better memories. Okay, great. Let's work on that. And now let's work on I'll always be broke, or whatever the mindset is, right? And the reality is, no, if you want to have more money coming in, or you want to have more money in your bank account, then keep more than you spend. So how can we do that? So you have to be willing to be mildly to moderately to significantly inconvenienced possibly in order to keep more than you spend, possibly. Or you want to grow your top line and get more revenue. You want to create, you might lose a little sleep. You might not be able to go out to as many parties. You might not be able to spend as much on your clothes, but you want to bring in more than you spend. So financial struggle is not imminent. Now, I'm not saying it's not difficult at times. I've been there, but it's not imminent. It's not your destiny. So notice how I can go and I can dismantle each belief system, even if you don't believe this new truth yet, which I've given you plenty of exercises around adopting a new mindset. You can't visit a new mindset. You got to go to a new mindset. You got to park. And you got to constantly revisit that mindset called possibility. So when you talk about how do I shift my mindset to abundant thinking, first, evict the negative thinking. Now, that's not an overnight thing. Like download, it's evicted. There's no sprinkle fairy dust in this journey. There's no magic potion. There's no magic wand. This is a ongoing, it's like a muscle. It's like your abs. It's like your triceps and your biceps. I've talked about that before. You got to build that muscle, but you first have to identify what muscle do I want to build. I want to build a belief system around financial abundance in my life. Go that laser. I want to build the belief system around love, a healthy love relationship for me. Okay, then go there. Energy grows where energy goes, right? So what do you need to know and learn? Whenever I want to take on a new belief system, first I spend time identifying my current limiting belief system in that area. It's ugly, it's uncomfortable, I unpack it. Then the second thing you do is identify the results that limiting belief system has brought into your life. Now that really isn't fun. It's funky. It feels like you're sludging through the mud. You start feeling like an idiot. You feel like a nut. You're like, who am I? I'm brilliant in this area. How could I still be thinking this? Because you're normal, you're human, and humans are full of imperfections. Oh, and we're managing our dysfunction. That's just who we are. There's no perfect human, right? So what does it create in your life? What does it cost you? Because I think when you become really clear of the cost, then you become really clear that you don't want to pay that cost again. I think we continue to go in the same circle and end up in the same place, different day, different year, different relationship, different bank account, because we haven't identified what has this behavior, what has this mindset cost me. But when you stop for a moment and go, here's my limiting belief system, and here's what it's cost me. Okay, I'm done with that. Now we can go to an abundant mindset. I think people try to run past those first two way too fast and hold on to an abundant mindset, and it doesn't last because they haven't become clear of the toxic limiting mindset and its cost. So they slingshot back to that place that they had started before and end up asking the question, how did I end up here again? Right? We've all said that. I've asked that question a little over 100 times, right? And so I think those are the first two steps. And then the third thing is to surround yourself in a tribe of people that inspire you to stand on your tippy toes by who they are being. And in order for you to stay in their proximity, you need to innately grow who you are.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.